Welcome to the Career Buzz podcast by CDI College, providing the training you need for the career you want. At CDI College, our programs are designed to place students directly into the workforce, but we know that the transition can be scary at times. In this podcast, we explore what it's like to be on the ground in the careers you choose. We talk to professionals, alumni, and experts in the field. They share real stories of adaptation and innovation in a constantly changing environment. No matter what profession you choose, there is something for you at CDI College. Welcome back to the Career Buzz podcast. I'm Jennifer Lee, and I'm so excited to be back hosting this and exploring all the different careers that CDI College has to offer. Today, we're taking a little peek at the dental industry. I know a lot of people don't like going to the dentist, but obviously it is a very important career out there because let's face it, we need to have good looking teeth and we need to have a healthy mouth. And so I appreciate everybody that is in that industry. And we're going to look at a very specific job today, the dental assistant, which I know I always get them confused as dental hygienist versus a dental assistant. And what is the difference between the two of them? But I have an expert on here. We are going to talk to her in just a few seconds about the dental assistant program that CDI College offers. So I'm really excited about that. But first, before we get there, I just want to let you know that if you are interested in the dental assistant program, CDI College is doing something really neat right now. CDI College and 123 Dentist have a partnership and they're giving us a reason to smile. This program was established to provide select dental students in BC with completion scholarships. We are now rolling this out with the partnership on a national level. So again, very exciting. How it works is students will be chosen by peers and instructors. So dental assistant students will qualify for 1,500 scholarships, and dental reception students will qualify for a $500 scholarship. So if you want to submit this, all you need to do is submit your nominee a month prior to graduation. And all you can do is go to Laura Guzman at campus-support.ca. And I will put all the links to the podcast as well. So you can submit this and even take a look if it's something you want to qualify. So now knowing that, let's learn more about the dental assistant program. We have Gemma Telford. She is fresh out of the program, just started working. This is what I love about CDI College. It's like, she just finished the program and it's boots on the ground and she's getting to do the career that she has been wanting to do. So I'm really excited to chat with her. Hi, Gemma. How are you?
I'm good, Jennifer. How are you?
Great. Okay. So before we get to you're working as a dental assistant in a job that you have been excited to do. You've just finished your education. Obviously, there is a story that starts it off. So tell us a little bit more about Gemma.
So I'm originally from Scotland. I've been in Canada for 4 years now. I was a massage therapist and esthetician back in Scotland, but dental assistant was always something I wanted to do. Slightly more different in the UK compared to Canada, and so there isn't quite schooling for it. It's more an apprenticeship. So moving to Canada, I was a store manager for a few years, and I lost my job in January last year due to the store closing down. And then decided now is the perfect time to go back to school. So I got out all the requirements that I thought I needed and sat down and started searching for all the schools. And CDI was the first one that came up, highly recommended.
Perfect. What we like to hear. And I think you just touched upon what a lot of people are probably feeling out there with COVID. There's been a lot of turnaround in different careers because some are non-existent anymore. Some have changed the way they do things, or like you were in retail. Unfortunately, some stores are starting to close down after the effects of COVID and inflation and all that. So for you, when you sat down and looked at your skills, tell us a little bit about that and tell us what kind of requirements that you needed to enter this program.
So CDI was actually really good. I phoned them up and they gave me all the information that I needed. And I actually didn't need a lot for requirements. Because I did all my high school in Scotland, a lot of colleges needed different requirements. CDI was straightforward. They literally sent me an exam that was computing, English, and math. I completed it, and if I passed it, I was good to go.
Tell us a little bit about recently for you, because I think you're a perfect example of, like I mentioned before, you just completed the course. So how long is the course, and what do you need to fully complete it? Because you were telling me before, you've got to finish up your certification.
Yeah, so the course itself is 10 months, and then you have a month practicum, which is only 140 hours. It flies by. And also, with the requirements of the course, you set exams every so often on each module, and you have to get 75% or more to pass, which, as long as you're studying, is achievable. And then once you're done, I had to apply for my public liability insurance. I had to register with CADA, the College for Dental Association. And then I have to apply for my National Dental Assisting Board examination. So right now I am classed as a chairside dental assistant. So I can greet new patients, I can assist the dentist. Everything needs supervision just now. But once I complete my national board exam, which is at the end of this month, I will then be a fully registered dental assistant.
Oh, yay. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And I just want to get some clarification, because we're talking about the dental assistant program. That is what you're going to be after. I know you're going to pass your exam with flying colors. And there's so many different parts to dentistry. We've got orthodontists, we've got dentists, we've got dental hygienists. What is the difference between a dental hygienist and a dental assistant?
So the dental hygienist program is a little bit longer. It's 2 years. They unfortunately do not offer it in Calgary area. And then basically what the hygienist does is they can clean, they can do scaling, they can take x-rays, things like that. They kind of work independently. A lot of them can work without a dentist, or they can work alongside a dentist. But most of their job is done on their own. Dentist comes in and does a checkup. With a dental assistant, we actually do everything helping the dentist. So you'll know when you go to the dentist, somebody's sitting beside you, holding the suction, getting rid of all the saliva. That's kind of my job, passing the tools to the dentist, keeping up with sterilization, greeting patients, sitting them down, getting background history.
And what do you love about being a dental assistant? Because it's obviously like every career fits certain people. And for me, I don't know if I could personally look at people's mouths every day or take the saliva out of their mouth. So what made you think, like, this is the career for me?
Just always as a child, my mom's best friend was a dental assistant, and her job just seemed really fun, actually.
Yeah, I guess to little kids, it's like anything you do with spit or like, I don't know, fun toothbrushes or something, it seems interesting.
Yeah, and I kind of like gruesome stuff. So like surgery, I love surgery.
Oh. Well, maybe eventually, after a few years as a dental assistant, you can go on for further education for a dental surgeon, maybe.
Maybe one day.
And that being said, I also love seeing the different stepping stones too. So are there other careers that if you do the training at CDI College and you work as a dental assistant for a while, are there other jobs in the dental industry you can either go get further education for? Is it kind of a stepping stone, or is that about it?
So there's lots of different things. You can go on to be a dental hygienist. I actually work with a dental hygienist that she first started off as a dental assistant. There's lots of different avenues that you can go down as well, because you can get your ortho module and work in an orthodontist clinic. You can also work in the selling of the products, and things like that. So be like representation of brands and go around the clinics. So there's lots of different avenues that you can go down. And for myself, I studied a dental assistant, but I'm actually in a specialized clinic of pediatrics.
And would you say that CDI College's program, especially the dental assistant, gives you a good foundation so far if you do want to explore different careers in the dental industry?
Oh, definitely. And they get lots of different spokespeople in to come and speak to us from different career avenues and things as well.
Just because you start off in one position does not mean that you can't get further education or be pointed in the right direction to get up the ladder into something different. And it's always good to just have a good base. What was your favorite part of the 10-month course? Was there a certain course that you were like, oh, this is like the best part of the dental assistant program? Maybe a lot of like the gory parts. I don't know, the hands on the spit.
I did. I really enjoyed being in the clinic. That was probably my favorite part. Probably being more chair side, because in clinic we had different areas where we had lab where we could make crowns and mouth guards and things. And then we did radiographs as well, or we did the clinical side, which was assisting the dentist, which was probably my most favorite part.
So are the dental assistants the ones that take the molds of your teeth?
Yes.
Oh, I appreciate them so much. See, I didn't know that. I thought it was a dental hygienist, because molds have to be, and maybe this, I'll pick your brain about it, but molds have to be the hardest thing, because I remember years ago when I was getting my braces, and I think I was originally getting Invisalign first. Oh my God. I remember she had to keep she could not get an impression. I felt so bad for her. And it was like, also we looked at, there was like 12 molds later on, because sometimes you need them, like, especially if Invisalign, that's a whole new different story, because you have to have imprints of the teeth so they can put them in to figure out where they're going to move. But do you find molds hard, or does it depend on, like, is it like half skill, or is it like if the person's just cooperating with keeping the goo in their mouth?
I mean, I would say it's a bit of both. In the beginning, when we first started doing impressions, I found it awful. But we were doing it on Fletcher, which is like our model thing. So he's not a real person. But then once you get into a real mouth, when we worked on our peers, it was so much easier.
I thought the mannequin would probably be a better person, because he's not moving. His spit's not going everywhere, wrecking your mold.
Well, the problem is he doesn't really have spit, so everything gets stuck in there.
Ew, okay, yeah. So then you're cleaning out. For the course, how much of it is hands-on? Is it a lot of book work, or is it mainly hands-on? And does that start from day one, or do you do like 6 months of book learning and then move on to more clinical and labs?
From what I remember, it flew in so quickly. A lot of the beginning, the first 2 months, was a lot of book work. Just getting the foundations, building up all your knowledge. And then you kind of do a bit of both. You're in the clinic. So sometimes we'd be in the clinic for 3-4 days, and then 1 day or 2 days book work. But then sometimes it would go, you'd be in clinic for 3 weeks straight, and then all of a sudden you go back to books, and it'd be like that for 2 weeks. So there was a nice mixture. You kind of learned the book work before you went on to the hands-on, which was a big help as well, because then you weren't going in blind.
No, that wouldn't be good either. But no, that's good that there's a mixture, because some people love more technical courses than they do, just studying and learning from books. But I like the fact that it balances it both. What are some challenges that you think happen in the course? Like, besides making molds of people's teeth, which can be challenging on Fletcher, what are some other challenges that happen during the dental assistant program?
Fast-paced course. So there's not a lot of, study time. You've got to make time outside of school as well. So for myself personally, I was quite lucky because I had lost my job. I didn't have a job and I planned on not working till I was done because I wanted to put all my energy into studying. So it just depends on the person. Some areas are easier than others. Like I found radiographs quite a hard subject, but with a lot of studying, I was able to still pass that course.
And what is a radiograph for people that aren't expert dental assistants like yourself yet?
So that's x-rays.
Oh, okay. I guess I didn't realize dental assistants do the x-rays. This is like, I'm learning something here. And x-rays, again, like molds, you have to get them right. And you have to get the position right so that the dentist can examine them properly.
Yeah, which is fairly straightforward as long as the patient doesn't have a gag reflex.
And have you had a bad patient with a gag reflex?
I was that bad patient.
Oh, no. So you know what you don't want.
Yeah. So I made it challenging to my classmates.
There you go. And it's just because you have the little plastic thing in your mouth, right?
Yeah.
To make sure that they're all pretty. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't realize that there were so many aspects. See, I'm always learning about the different programs. You said you pretty much started working right away. You do have to get a practicum. Does CDI College set you up with that, or is that something that you've got to go out and find out on your own?
It's kind of a mixture of both. Mine was found for me through CDI, but there was a few different dentists that did come to our school and ask us, who would like to work here, who would like to do their practicum here, and they were offered jobs at the end of it as well, kind of incentives, and then some of us just found our own.
And was your practicum your job, or did you find a different job that you have now?
No, I was actually hired on via my practicum.
What is something someone should know about the CDI College dental assistant program if they're thinking, oh, this sounds like a great program and I want to do it? What was something that kind of surprised you about the program?
I wouldn't say there was anything that actually really did surprise me, but I would say, persevere. It does get hard, but just persevere. It's worth it in the end. As the director of the school said, it's almost like climbing a mountain, and then once you're almost at the end, because you have phase 1 and then you go into phase 2, and phase 2 is all working on patients. It's literally running down that mountain.
That is great advice.
Yeah.
I know we talked about it a little bit before at the beginning, but can you give us a more deeper overview of the curriculum for the program? I know you talked about there's x-rays, there's molds, there's a lot of different things.
Yeah, so basically you need to know the anatomy and physiology of the whole body and the tooth. You kind of go into detail about how the teeth grow, especially during pregnancy as well, how teeth grow. And then you have your x-rays, and then there's assisting the dentist. You need to know all the different cements that are used, different types of sterilization, and also there's so much. It's always so hard to remember everything, but there's pretty much, and at CDI, which is a really nice thing that they do, is they touch base on specialized as well. So they've got things like periodontitis, endo as well, pediatrics, ortho, which isn't offered in other courses, I believe.
But it's offered at CDI?
Offered at CDI. And we also touch base on like a dental receptionist as well, learning all their programming and things.
And what is a dental receptionist? What makes them different than the dental assistant?
So they're front of the house and they deal with the booking of patients, all the paperwork, insurance. We can't run without them, pretty much. I've realized that in my short time working in the dental field.
And I learned something new because I didn't know that there was such thing as a dental receptionist. I thought that was just a receptionist job. So I didn't realize, yeah, you probably do need to know a lot about the inner workings. You can't just go in and be one.
Yeah, and they actually offer that course at CDI as well.
It's great. And that's, again, not to lead back to what I was saying before. I'm going to put the links below, but they do have potential scholarship for the dental receptionist program and the dental assistant program, which again is a great thing that they're doing to help people start up their careers. Because like yourself, like we were saying at the beginning, there's a lot of people that have switched careers in the last few years, are trying to find new jobs. And these are great courses to take at CDI College, even if it may not be this particular program. If you want to start working, earn a paycheck, and start a new career, like you said, this one's 10 months. That's not really that long.
It flies by. It really does.
If a possible student came to you today wanting to do the CDI College program, where would you suggest they start? Would you say to like research the program, interview different people that maybe have done it, to make sure that they're getting exactly what they want? Because I think sometimes a lot of us just kind of look at things, are like, oh, this is what I want to do, but we don't necessarily research enough about the program.
Yeah, I found Google was really helpful. And then I had applied to speak to the college. And then one day I was at work and a girl came in and started speaking to me about hair products. And she was like, how do you know so much? And I had said what I did back in Scotland. And she said, oh, I wish I'd done that. And I said, oh, what do you do? And she was like, I'm a dental assistant. And I was like, that's awesome. Where did you go? That's what I'm planning on doing. And she said that it was a great career. And she told me that she went to CDI. And that kind of just set me over the tipping point. Okay, that's where I'm going, kind of thing.
Oh, that's a perfect match. That happened really well. And one more question. What you were doing before was hair, like a hairdresser, or?
So I didn't quite continue with the hair, but at Sally's, the retail store that I worked at that closed, that was selling the products. So like hair and beauty and makeup and things. So a complete change around.
But for the good. You seem like you're in a great place. You're very happy with the career. And I know you've only been in it for a very short time and you're heading to your full certification. But what has been your favorite thing so far? What made you go, oh, I've chosen the right career?
So at the clinic that I'm working at the moment, as when I was doing my practicum, I was actually allowed to go to surgery to overview. Yes. Yeah. So when I went to surgery, I was like, yep, this is what I want to do forever.
Oh, I love it, Gemma. I can tell you're so passionate about it. I'm really glad that you found the dental assistant program and that you are about to work as a full-fledged dental assistant after March. I'm excited for you. Congratulations. I hope your career goes well. And again, it's so great to talk to people that have a passion for what they do. And I'm really glad that CDI College, like I said, have these programs that will get you in the workforce quite quickly. And it's just an important thing. So thank you again so much for your time today.
Thank you for your time as well.
Perfect. Well, that has been another episode of CDI College's Career Buzz podcast, all talking about dental assistants. Again, I'm going to put the link in the podcast to those scholarship programs that CDI offers for dental assistant and dental receptionist. And it's a super important thing that they're offering to current students. So again, details and links down below in the podcast description. And make sure you follow us for another episode of the Career Buzz podcast. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Career Buzz podcast, brought to you by CDI College, the training you need for the career you want. Make sure to continue the conversation by following us on our social media pages. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any episodes. And for more information about CDI College, check out our website, cdicollege.ca. Talk to you next